Yo. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Can you? That's really quiet. There you go. Yes. How are you all doing? Big up all the people in the chat. Big up to Hugh. LB is currently playing football, so he's not here tonight. So me and Hugh thought we'd do a little bit of a transfer roundup, see the situation, see what's at play. There's a lot of winger talk. There's a lot of Cancelo talk. Is that exclusive of that?
That's a Hugh exclusiva.
That's a Hugh exclusiva, that. A Hugh exclusiva.
It ain't public information. Well, it is.
But it is now.
I'll actually tell you the story. My friend was up at the CFA today. As I've told you guys before on this channel, if you go up to the CFA around the time the players finish training, you can meet the players, or at least you can see them, and some of them might stop to talk to you if they're in good form. They never really stopped to talk to me. But my friend went up anyway, and he saw Cancelo driving out in the passenger seat beside Bernardo Silva. So apparently Cancelo was training today.
That's pretty mad.
Yeah. And you know what? It made me... Originally, I was kind of like, they're probably just giving him a place to train because they're waiting for him to move kind of thing. But yeah, it then got me thinking. I was kind of like, with all this Kyle Walker thing, could the club have just said, we got a right back here, in-house?
I mean, it makes sense when you can. I'm gonna sneeze, but it's like not there yet. I'm like in a bad time. I can feel it there.
Look at the lights, man. Look up, stare right into a bulb.
I'll start staring into this one all the time, innit? It's gone now anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Cancelo thing. Chat, what are you saying? Are you saying you'd like you'd be happy for Cancelo to be back if Kyle Walker leaves? Because obviously it's looking very like that Kyle Walker and Mahrez are going to get off, which is obviously grim. But would you be happy if Cancelo came back and played right back? I just don't know because of everything that he did with Pep, and obviously they had a bust up, and he seemed to be a bit of negative energy in the dressing room, which was what we heard, like rumours.
See, now that the dust has settled and it's all kind of blown over for me, I'm kind of like, he's a sick footballer. He is. Cancelo is a sick footballer. Like he's unreal. But it just depends where Pep's head is at, because the fear for Pep will be that if he does take Cancelo back and he smooths everything over and he plays for City again, it sets a bad example. It sets a bad example that you can fall out with Pep horrendously and recover from it, which isn't a good look for someone who's meant to be the alpha male of the dressing room. Pep, it's his dressing room. Do you know what I mean? It's his house. You don't take the piss out of him there. But then, like, the thing is with City, you don't know what Cheeky and Pep are saying. Maybe Pep and Cancelo spoke. Maybe Cancelo apologized, or they smoothed things over, and we don't actually know what the relationship is like. We just assume, because of what we hear, that it was a broken relationship in January, and we've got no word of it being fixed. But they could very well be boys now. We don't know. It's really just hard to guess. And like you said, with Walker more than likely, or looking like he's going to leave this week, or we'll get confirmation he's going to leave this week, the club could easily say, we have a world-class right back in-house. We actually don't need to go and get a Pavard or someone.
The thing is, though, and someone just put it in the chat there, if it's happened once, what about if it happens again? It's like the way that he's been. Because there's still no guarantee that he plays. Because we're centre-back FC at the moment. So just like Kyle Walker, still no guarantee that, like, obviously he did play a lot last season. It is a bit of a myth, but we do full send all his centre-back stuff. And is he going to want that? Is he going to be happy with that? Or is he going to kick up a fuss again? Like,
well, this is it, man. Like, what I just said there, like, my personal opinion is he's going to go. My personal opinion is...
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's just a place to train.
Yeah, I think Pep's already slammed down the hammer months ago and said he's done. He's not playing for me again, kind of thing. But what I said before is the only way I could see him playing for Man City again is if that kind of situation arose whereby they did shake on it and they both said, whatever, we'll move on, or Cancelo apologized, or they spoke it out. Like, we still don't even know exactly what happened. All we know is that there was a big, break in relationship or fracture in relationship. We don't actually know the in-depths of what happened. So I just don't know. But it's even kind of weird that they're allowing him to train at the CFA. I mean, why would Pep want to see him? Why would Pep want to see Cancelo?
Yeah, what do you want him hanging about around there, like coming in with Bernardo and stuff like that, or?
Like if you were the manager, if you were Pep Guardiola and you fell out with this guy back in January and you said you're gone, I don't care where you go, you're gone now, you're not playing for me again, and then he turns up at your training sessions in July just before you go off to Japan for preseason, and he's driving in and out with your players, you'd be a bit like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is a bit weird, the whole Cancelo thing. And now it's clear that Pep ain't happy with the guy, or wasn't happy with the guy, because when we was quoted a few weeks back saying that they were even happy to sell him to United. If United wanted him, Pep was willing to just give him. He was happy for him to go to any other football club, and he was quoted in saying it. Like so it is what it is. I don't think they've made up. I think it's still. I think it's just in City's best interest to keep the guy fit.
In case.
To get the, in case we keep him, or so that we can try and sell him.
The big telltale in this whole situation will be when City announce their travelling squad to Asia. Will Cancelo be in that squad?
That'd be mad.
They bring him to Asia. It's crazy.
It is crazy. If he goes on the pre-season tour, then I think he's been allowed another chance.
Agreed.
Or else why would he be there?
You could argue shop window, but that's a stretch too far for me. Shop window, he should have enough of a shop window already in his CV.
Yeah,
you know.
It's such a weird one, man. It's a weird one. John Temper 2 says Kev's the loyal one. Reason why he's the greatest. Yeah, Kev's mint, man. Kev's mint. And Benno MCFC with a 2 says pics leaked early on a Facebook fan page that Walker was there as well. Yeah, well, if they're all training back, if all back in training, Walker definitely be there. And obviously there's a few players that do want to have talks with Pep Guardiola this week, given Riyad Mahrez, Kyle Walker. I think Bernardo Silva will probably be sitting down with him having a conversation, and maybe Cancelo there. And now, do we know if he actually trained though? That's the thing. He could have just gone in to speak to Pep and that. Like they could have just had a conversation about what the plan is.
Well, the word is he did. No one's I haven't seen any photos, but the guy who was there said he did train. So whoever he spoke to while he was there said he trained. So this is third-hand information I'm giving you. Don't take that as exclusive. But he was there, and the fact that he left the facility with Bernardo Silva would suggest that he was with the camp with the squad at a time that they were expected to be at the CFA. So if Cancelo wanted to have a conversation with Pep, I don't think he would have been with Bernardo. He would have rocked up on his own.
Yeah, it's a weird one, Cancelo, obviously, because we don't have much information about him moving elsewhere. Now he did like a cryptic Instagram post last week, didn't he? Do you remember when he put 22, 23 highlights of his season at Bayern, and then put 23, 24, then a loading, and him in a picture of, obviously it's him in a Bayern kit and that. It looked like it seemed to be like he was gonna sign again for Bayern. That's the vibe I got from that Instagram post. Clearly not.
When I was watching it, and I hadn't seen it right to the end, I was just kind of watching. I was like, oh, he must be going to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
And there was no welcome or goodbye at the end. It was just that's the end. There's my highlights. I was like, what the hell?
Barlow Telly, what a name that is. Barlow Telly in the chat there said send him instead of Walker. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Oh, he's changed his bio back to Man City as well.
I'm getting the feeling.
I'm getting Remontada vibes.
I'm getting Remontada vibes. I am.
Genuinely getting vibes of Cancelo returning back to City. City, he unfollowed Bayern Munich, Sam Martin says. Rah! Imagine. Is that real? Is he actually unfollowed Bayern Munich or nah?
I'm going to check this.
Because if he's unfollowed Bayern Munich, that is such a roast. Benos is unfollowed Bayern as well.
JP Cancelo, isn't it?
Yeah, JP Cancelo. There's only room for one JP at Man City, and it's me, innit?
Yeah, he doesn't follow Bayern Munich.
Right, he's actually unfollowed Bayern. You know why that is? I reckon it's because they didn't re-sign him. So I reckon he's fuming with him, and he's like, "Yo." After doing that, and he's like, "Nah," binned him off.
And his bio is Man City, Nike Football, and Polaris Sports. He's put City back in his bio. I'm gonna check his Twitter as well.
I reckon it's Cancelo season on a reel.
I think it's Cancelo season.
I think we're on Cancelo mode, which is pretty weird. Lauren says the follow was just a loan too. He loaned out his follow to Bayern.
Has he got Twitter?
What?
Has he got Twitter?
He might not have Twitter actually. I never seen him on it.
Yeah, the focus put us back in his bio. Mad.
Right.
Mad.
So biggest cook move by City.
But the thing is, like, why would he even want to stay at City? Even if he did smooth it over with Pep, we don't do fullbacks, mate. You're like, it's not us anymore.
We don't play with fullbacks, but maybe City look at it going, look at all these wingers that are leaving.
Cancelo right wing.
Cancelo winger mode. Pep tried it against Liverpool, but had him in a weird position of right back / right winger. Now, we might go 4 centre backs and actually put him into a right winger. I think you could see that. That stinks of Pep.
My brain is doing gymnastics right now. What about like Cancelo in the midfield, like Trent?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
He's like you say, maybe City keep him around there for an option. Now it's going to be interesting to see the pre-season when we find out who's going on. It's a pre-season this week because it's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. Lizzie in the chat there said how awkward for Cancelo. He leaves a team. The team have their best season ever. Then he has to come back and be the odd one out that didn't celebrate that treble win.
Yeah, going into the CFA today must have been gut-wrenching for him. Gut-wrenching. All those lads walk around treble winners. And he's like, yeah, Munich was all right. You knocked me out.
Yeah. But then you've got like the side of it where like he knows that he's fallen out with a few of these players. He celebrated when Haaland missed his penalty.
If there's a remontada, it means, or the way a remontada would happen for him is he like addresses the squad and says, listen, I apologize. I was a bollocks and I want to smooth this over.
Yeah. If he came back with good energy and was like, look, I apologize to Pep and that. And he's like, look, I don't want my career to go like this. I know for a fact that he does like it at City. He does or did. And I reckon he might be just trying to like figure it out.
It's within his interest.
He didn't get all the medals, mate. He didn't get all the medals. He would have got a Premier League medal, to be fair.
You're not got a Champions League medal, no?
No. The Champions League medals counts from knockout stages onwards, and he was at Bayern then.
Yeah.
John 10 with a 2 says, I don't see where he goes. I'd keep him. I don't see where he's gone, man. I don't see where he'd go. There's been no links other than Bayern Munich. There was a little Barcelona talk, but I mean, Barcelona in a weird way at the moment. I only see us loaning him out. I don't see us selling him because I don't know who'd buy him.
I think there's a possibility that he saw us win the treble and he was like, I need to get back into that. I can't let this die over a spat I had in January. I can't just walk away from how good this club is, how good this team is. That's how I remontada.
I mean,
back all apologetic and sorry and being friendly and shit. Do you know what I mean?
The votes in the chat here, right? We've got 444 votes. There's 681 people. By the way, we only have 128 likes. Y'all are voting on our poll, yeah, and not even liking the stream. Like, sort yourself out, innit? Yeah, make sure you get the likes up in it, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're trying to get to 80k before the start of the season, which is going to be a very difficult task. We have like just under a month now, so 4 weeks to get like however many 3k subs or something like that. So we're trying to do that. That's how, and then. We said we'd do something. I can't remember what we said we'd do, but we'll figure something out. Oh, giveaways. Yeah, we're going to do some giveaways. The poll in the chat, right? Would you take Cancelo back at City? Is literally sat here with a yes, no, 50-50.
Mad.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy because I can see why, obviously, like, people don't want him to come back because if he's bringing that toxicness or that we think he's got, or, I mean, he starts kicking up a fuss about not being played. We don't really want to see that. However, we're losing wingers, left, right, and centre. we're losing a right back. It could just make sense to just have him about.
That's kind of what I'm leaning to right now.
But then I'm kind of leaning towards. I saw a few people put in the chat said Sergio Gomez, winger. Guy cooked.
That's what LB was saying this morning, but LB just doesn't see it.
I don't think it'll happen. But
I don't think it will. I think Cancelo has more of a chance of being a regular player for us than Gomez.
I agree. I think Cancelo has more of a shout of being a winger.
Cancelo is still our registered number 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's a big number. That I know
that is a big number
in it, but
I'd love to know what the conversation was. He's definitely spoke to Pep. There's no way on earth.
But he doesn't just turn up at the CFA today and just go, "Oh, all things normal," and don't speak to Pep. He has to speak to Pep. Pep and Cancelo definitely today had a sit-down talk, but just them two, and spoke about the situation.
Either it was Pep said to him, "No hard feelings, but you're gone. I can't have you anymore," or else they shook hands and said, "Let's move on. Apologies, we're bros again. We want the best for this team, and you still got plenty to offer this team, Cancelo." I don't know.
Yeah, is it?
The big giveaway will be if he goes to Asia. That'll be the big giveaway.
Yeah, as it stands, I think it's still Cancelo leaves. I think he's just having a place where he can train and stuff, so that it keeps him fit and ready.
I think so too, but if he goes to Asia, I think it's Remontada.
I think if he goes to Asia, it's yeah. I think so as well. I think if he goes to Asia, I think basically that's Pep saying you've got a chance to win it over again.
Pep could even say, "Right, we'll bring you to Asia, and it's like a trial period for you. Let's see how you knuckle down. Do you get your head down? How badly do you want this? Like a lifeline."
Yeah. Craig there says he's contracted to sit in, had to turn up for training and medical tests today. All players had to be there today.
He doesn't have to turn up to anything. Even if he's contracted, like if he really doesn't want to be there and Pep really doesn't want him there, they can just say you don't have to come. Simple as.
But maybe he don't want to be like that, innit?
Mate, the way he behaved in January, it wouldn't be out of his character.
Yeah. Craig again there says if he goes to the tour, then he'll have to show he wants to play. Yeah, that's the thing. If we take it to the tour and he shows that he wants to play, shows that like he's determined and stuff, there could be a remontada on the cards for Cancelo. Personally, I don't think so. My personal opinion is that we'll still ship him off in this window, but it's probably a good thing that we're keeping him about just to like end of the day. If things go to shit and we don't sign a winger, Cancelo can play the wing. But then it's a toxicness that I kind of don't want to bring in it. Like, I think he's gone. Like I said, I think he's gone. I think he's gone.
At this minute, I think he's gone. But when did they travel to tour? Is it Sunday?
Wednesday,
Monday?
I think, isn't it?
What they say? Oh, so Wednesday. They go on Wednesday. If he goes on Wednesday to the tour, I'm starting to go, right, there's a possibility here. And then if he talks out for us and slams it, I'm saying he's staying. I think he's staying.
Yeah.
But as of this minute, I think he's gone.
Yeah, and look, if this does happen and he does stay, then it's clear that Pep has allowed it, and they've clearly like all forgiven things. Then if Pep's willing to forgive things with him, I think as fans, I think we all should be ready to accept Cancelo back at the club, kind of thing. Like, and there's no point us getting on. Like, if he's staying, he's staying. If Pep wants him to stay and wants him to be playing regular for City, then it is what it is. But I like I say, at this point in time, I don't think he's staying.
Well, Pep will have to sanction him going on the tour. If I was Pep, I wouldn't, and he didn't want him there. I'm not bringing him on the tour. Why would you bring this guy who's just going to be bad vibes? He doesn't want to be there. You don't really want him there, but you brought him anyway. No, if he goes on tour, it means Pep's offered him some sort of a lifeline.
Yeah. Like I said, there's still quite a bit of the window left to go in it, so there's still time for bids to come in for the Donny. However, at this moment in time, it's just been pretty quiet, man. It's been pretty quiet. That's the only thing. I just don't see where he goes, like John Ten said before. Austin King with a 5 said Jack following Cancelo around singing "Have you ever won a treble?" Imagine. Oh mate, that'd be so funny. That's so awkward as well though. That's grim. That's grim.
Didn't he allegedly fall out with Phil Foden?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine a Foden going around Where's your treble, mate?
Yeah,
Where's your treble?
it's bad. It's bad. Mario at a 5 said, boys, the plan is to keep him till January and win the treble again. do what we did this year, keep him, then in January to bid him off again.
Just loan him to whoever we've bought or we've drawn in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. He's like the inside man that we send out in January to give ourselves a better chance. ALX within 9 months says, Wegs Bray, who is your first winger option for us to sign? I think mine is Diaby or Elise, affordable. If not, Mbappe, which is definitely unaffordable. On that then, yeah, we can speak about the wing crisis. We've spoken quite heavily on Cancelo there. There's not too much winger talk. Palmer, outgoing wise, Palmer is looking to go on loan. Brighton, as we kept saying, I mean, you said this quite a lot a couple of weeks ago. Brighton seems like a very, very good destination for him, and there are links to Brighton now. Seems like Brighton are interested in signing him on loan, and I think City will be happy with that. I think we said before that the way that De Zerbi plays, I think he can get in there. I think he'll be able to get into that team.
Oh, it's a great move. It's if there was any club you could hand pick in England for Palmer to go to, it's Brighton, with how great they are with young players, the style of football De Zerbi plays. Pep has spoken so highly of De Zerbi and Brighton in the last 12 months. Like, it's the perfect place for him to go and develop and hopefully get week in, week out Premier League experience. So for him, happy days. But where does it leave us, man? Do you know what I mean? Me and LB spoke about this morning, and there's a lot of split opinions in the chat, and in between myself and LB. We kind of spoke a bit about Sane. A lot of people would like Sane back. I said it. I'm a Sane fanboy. I loved him when he was at City. Like, he's one of my favorite players of all time. But as I said, I don't think he's a Pep player anymore. I think our style of football's moved on massively since we had Leroy Sane. We don't do those direct runners. We don't do those in behind kind of players. And LB said, well, when he's on the right, that's not the way he'll play differently. I've never seen Sane play as kind of a ball retaining player, so I don't really know. But what I said, and a lot of the chat said it's impossible to do, was Valverde, who I actually think is possible. I think Valverde is a really, really possible option.
Apparently Valverde is available for around 80 mil.
Well, I said that this morning, and people in the chat were like, hell nah. Because people aren't realizing that Real Madrid right now are frantically trying to put money together to get Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, I mean, 80 mil, man. 80. And I rate him highly. I think he'd be sick. He's a versatile player. Yeah.
Midfield, wing.
He'd fit nicely, and especially if we lose Bernardo Silva. It'd fit perfectly in this side. Obviously, losing Riyad Mahrez, potentially losing Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva stays, though, and we get Valverde. That's sick.
Both of our main number 8s right now are super injury prone. Kevin De Bruyne is super injury prone. He's guaranteed at least 1, 2, if not 3 a season injuries. Kovacic, based on his last few years, he's really injury prone. Throw Valverde in there if one of them's injured. App slots in beautifully. He's a Pep player. He's ready-made Pep player. He's experienced even at, 24, 25 years old. I think he'd be unbelievable for Man City. And then you can stick him in the wing too.
Yeah, I think, obviously, so someone just said there, Valverde doesn't give you the goals that Mahrez does, and I think that is something that City needs to look at. Obviously, we do get more goals in what Erling Haaland is there, but obviously, every season Mahrez bags. He has such good goal contributions to City every year. So to lose that is a bit of a rip. When I seen the news about Mahrez, that is pretty much off. It's a bit. I was gutted, because we've not had any links, and the last that we kind of heard is if Bernardo stays, then Gvardiol will be our last signing. But now we've got Kyle Walker potentially leaving. We've got Mahrez looking likely to leave, and then obviously the Bernardo Silva situation is still in the balance. Now today, it has been confirmed that City are now turning their heads towards winger targets, which is good. It's showing that City are moving, and City are moving with this, which is what we like to see. And I'm kind of set with. I'd love Valverde, and that'd be mint. But my head's still just saying I think Sane would be good for us and achievable.
I think we could get him. We could definitely go and get him off Bayern. I just don't know what Pep want him, and that's not based on the fact that I think there's any relationship fracture. I think they actually have a good relationship right now. I think they have a very good one right now. I just don't know. I mean, I'm saying this. I genuinely don't know is Sané capable of playing the way that Pep now wants his wingers to play? He no longer wants his players to do what Sterling and Sané did in 2017, 18, and 19. He now wants his players to do what Jack Grealish does, to do what Phil Foden does, retain the ball, keep it fluid, keep it moving. I've never watched Sané play for Bayern Munich properly, so I don't know, is that in his locker? In my head, Sané was always the winger that'll run directly with the ball, go and chase goals, be aggressive in behind the defense, and more of a traditional winger, if you like. Whereas Pep now wants his wingers to do the whole, if it's not on, turn back and pass, cut in, all that kind of thing. Pause. That's exactly the word. I actually forgot that word because football's not been around for so long.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And Sané is not that kind of player, or at least in my experience, Sané is not that kind of player.
But then, mate, would we not like an option?
I would, brother.
Yeah, no, yeah, but I mean, like, would City? I know we want it, but like, would City not want like an option of something different, man?
Bro, I would love nothing more than Sané to come back. We take the number 7 off Cancelo and give Sané 7. Else, LS7 will be sick.
Oh, that'd be sick as well, wouldn't it? LS7.
I'd buy that.
Yo, that'd be sick. That would be sick. Book A with a 5 says, I disagree that Pep doesn't want quick wingers. We just didn't have any in the squad. I mean, maybe it was just words from Pep because we didn't have any.
Well, we allowed all of our quick wingers to go. He was happy to let Sterling go. He was happy to let Sané go. I mean, I don't know. Who else did we have that was a quick winger?
And Sterling, Sané.
Sterling was it, man. Sterling epitomized the player that Pep no longer wants anymore. Sterling came off the bench against Aston Villa, did exactly what he does best, went down the line, put in a cross, and then Gundogan stuck in the back of the net. And then a few weeks later, Sterling was gone. Pep clearly decided, I don't care what you do. That's not what I want my wingers to do anymore.
And Tinsay with the 2 says City start signing players next week or we riot. Nah, this week, bro. This week, innit? On signing players, there has been a bit of news whilst we've been streaming about Gvardiol. And also people saying it before. More Gvardiol news. Obviously, I said when we get updates, I'll tell you the updates. There's nothing really to talk about Gvardiol because it's just the same shit being like over and over and over and over. It's dragging this one. Negotiations between City and Leipzig for Gvardiol have not stopped at all, with the player pushing to join City after agreeing personal terms last month. Obviously, we've already reported the fact that personal terms were agreed, which is mint. It's just kind of like the waiting game on that. A key point in negotiation remains the fixed amount that Leipzig want. They want €100 million fixed fee, which City are obviously trying to negotiate down. Now, Jan Ard Fjortoft, he's come out and said, Ari Josko Gvardiol, he understands it's just a matter of time before the Leipzig defender is presented as a City player. The two parties are not far from each other in terms of the fee. The 21-year-old Croatian is left-footed and will be a great reinforcement for City. And it's just basically it's like this far away. It's so close, man. So close of getting done. It's just taking a bit of time, man. And also, I've seen people mention it before. I think Tristan was putting it in the chat before as well. Fabrizio did reply to the City Extra tweet, with the eyes emojis.
Yeah, I saw he was back in Leipzig training today. He looked pretty chill. I think he knows he's going. I think everyone knows he's going.
Yeah, Fabrizio there saying that he's pushing to go. I think it's just about the clubs negotiating on that fee. And City probably just trying to get it a little bit cheaper. And then, like I said, if they're not too far off, we'll end up paying it, I reckon. Let it pay. They'll work some out. They'll work some out, definitely.
Leipzig are stalling the deal to avoid getting the money in their bank before they go and get a replacement too. They don't want clubs, or they don't want clubs that they could possibly go and negotiate with, knowing they now have 90 million quid in the bank they just got off City, because then clubs will want more money off them. Like there's gymnastics to this. There's variables to it, and it's boring. It's annoying for us because we see the same thing every single day, but we know we're inevitably going to get the player. Like in my head, he's a Man City player.
Yeah, like I've already signed him in my brain, innit? That's why it's like this is just long now. I just like to get all this official stuff done. Like in my head, I don't see this going any other way than it's a City player. Brian,
yo, 725 people in the building. I haven't seen that number for a long time, man.
Yeah, people getting football suited back soon, innit?
Yeah, man. Smash the like button.
Big up
720 people in the building.
over 700 people in the stream is actually imaginable because obviously when the season ends, you get like as experiencing this now after like 3 seasons. There's a natural drop off of the amount of people that are viewing, and that's just because like football's long, man, and some people just want to switch off from it. Some people don't like the transfer sagas and stuff, so it's actually sick to have people back. People are starting to like the streams are getting more active whilst we're getting closer to football returning, which is good.
I'm starting to get excited again. There was a couple of weeks there where I was kind of like, you know what? I'm enjoying the football not being
Same,
on. Just
same. I was like, yeah, it was a long season. I'm happy for just like chilling.
No, I'm ready now.
Yeah, I want City in it.
There's 730 man in the building as well, so I assume you're all excited. If there's 730, we could definitely do 400 likes. We could definitely do 400 likes.
Yeah,
730 in the building.
Definitely. That is so doable. That is so doable. Ben O'Leary says, I'll be honest, I've had a few weeks switch off, relax time. Yeah. If you don't do that, man, you keep your brain at 100% like football all the time, like Pep does, then yeah, you get exhausted. Salem with a 10 says, any news or rumours about Frankie de Jong? I've not heard anything about Frankie de Jong for time.
I think loads of clubs would love Frankie de Jong, but are you asked going to negotiate with Barca, and then you have the issue of his wages? You've got to convince him to take a wage cut, or else you've got to go and pay him the massive wages on at Barcelona. So it's one of those transfers that clubs probably just aren't arse with. Do you know what I mean? It's too difficult.
Yeah. It's the wage that he's got, the transfer fee that he'd have to pay, the fact that he probably doesn't even want to leave there. I think, hasn't his missus pregnant or just had a kid? I reckon he's settled there. He's happy. The guy's got cash. He's playing for Barcelona. Who just won the league, and he's having a kid over there. I reckon he's absolutely chilling, mate. I reckon he doesn't want to go anywhere.
I agree.
Barcelona owes money. Yeah, they do owe us money. Jessica,
big money as well.
We want 40 mil. Yeah, we need our Ferran Torres money, mate.
It's not just a few quid. Like we didn't just buy them a meal deal or something. Like they owe us big money.
40 mil. Absolute cash, man. The guy they've forgotten it. They were like, oh yeah, I think we got away with this.
Someone owed me 40 mil. I'll be sending people around to their house.
Yeah, definitely. 40 million pounds.
Fucking hell, man. Do you know what I mean? That's nearly 2 Kovacic's.
Yeah. That's it. It's a full Calvin Phillips. It's a full Nathan Ake.
Get yourself a full Yorkshire pudding with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Assassin Gamer says we can actually ban them from buying any players if City go to FIFA and report it. Imagine they tried to sign Gundogan, yeah, and then City were bare salty, and then went and reported the £40 million.
Well, he's not registered as a Barca player yet.
I know.
City won't do that, man, because the City board love Barcelona. They're all Barcelona.
Yeah, they love it. They love it. We're best mates. The best mates, isn't it? Yeah, so that's the Gvardiol news, by the way, if people asking. So hopefully find out something soon. Hopefully City can get it done as soon as possible. We'll keep you updated with Amara stuff as well. That's popping.
Did you see actually City are doubling down on holding Bernardo hostage?
Yeah. And it goes back to the fact that Declan Rice went for 100 million.
That's what I said. You know what? I said that on our stream at the time.
Well, yeah, you said it at the time. Like, if he's worth 100 mil, then Bernardo's worth more.
And I said, if Bernardo really wants to go, he should be fuming at Arsenal for paying that money for Declan Rice. He should be fuming at Arsenal because them paying that money now means City will do what they've done today. Declan Rice is worth that. Treble winning Bernardo Silva is worth at the very least the exact same, if not more. So I'm really happy that City are showing chess in this situation. Really happy that City are showing chess in this situation. Treble winners, 3 in a row winners. We should not be bullied for our players. You've Mason Mount going for 60 odd, Declan Rice going for 120, including potential add-ons. And then Bernardo Silva wants to get off for 60, 70. No, my friend.
It can't happen, that. It can't happen.
No, mate.
Mohammed with the 2 says Pep's defo handcuffed Bernardo in his office. Yeah, I mean, I want Bernardo to stay. I think we all want Bernardo to stay. And I think...
I can imagine what happens is Bernardo goes into Pep's office every day and says, I want to leave, let me go. And then Pep whips up our stream of you and LB going, to who? To who?
Yeah, to who? And then Bernardo goes, I don't know, innit?
He goes, fuck.
He's right. That Pep guy got a point. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's always the case of I don't know where Bernardo will end up going, and clearly City value him quite highly right now. So we'll have to.
Rightly so.
For them,
Rightly
yeah,
so.
rightly so. He's been mint for us. He was mint last year, and I think it doesn't help his situation with the fact that Riyad Mahrez is now pretty much leaving. Riyad Mahrez being gone does it because we've seen Bernardo play right wing. He played really well in the Champions League at right wing. So another versatile player for us to have, and I think losing both Bernardo Silva and Riyad Mahrez is heavy. That is heavy, and Kyle Walker as well. That right hand side, bro, is in a bit.
Gundogan.
And Gundo, yeah. Look at all like the experienced players for City that have been working.
It's too much to recover. It's too much to recover in one transfer window, man. It is. Yeah. I don't care who you bring in. You're not recovering that in one transfer window.
Nick Toll would have fought his ass. Said Sad Bernardo doesn't matter. He still plays incredible. That's the thing, man. He might be upset in that and want to leave, but if it doesn't, if the opportunity doesn't rise, then he just can't leave, and he's just got to keep putting his 100% and hope that someone comes in with a bid for him. Until that happens, until City get the valuation that they want for Bernardo Silva, he stays. Cicada.
He's only got himself to be angry at, man. He signed the contract.
Yeah, it's his contract.
No one made him sign a contract.
Yeah. No one forced him.
Like, don't sign a contract that long if you foresee yourself in the near future wanting to leave.
Yeah. Hindsight, wonderful thing, isn't it?
2020. The
thing is, I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying about wingers. Bernardo could be a right winger, but I'm gassed that we are in the market. We are in the market. I think Sam Lee came out before and said that whilst City do know that Bernardo can play right wing, if we do keep hold of him, City are still looking at signing a winger if Mahrez leaves. Which, rightly so.
Yeah, I was very happy to see that this morning. I said to LB that like the last couple of days I was getting not really panic stations, but I was getting concerned at the lack of, or news that City were ambitious in the transfer market or planned on doing things. I was getting a bit worried that it was all very lethargic. You know what I mean? It's all very
kind of like just like allowing it, just going, we'll be all right, like kind of situation.
Like they're still on holidays, like they're still drinking from the treble.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully we see loads of winger news coming out now, because if City look, we're gonna have to start showing interest in some places. I've seen a few people now in the chat. I've seen it on Twitter today before. Speaking of a guy, I googled him when someone put in the chat before. I can't remember who said it. Called Bradley Barcola or Barcola. He plays for Leon, right? Or does he play for Leon? Yeah, he does.
I saw people saying his name this morning in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know where this name has come from. I've never heard of this person in my life, like ever.
That's where 40 likes off 400. We can definitely hit that. 40 likes.
40 likes and we sign a winger.
40 likes and you can have any winger you want. I'm really excited to see those links come out, because as we've discovered in the last couple of weeks, every time we talk about wingers on streams, we all throw names out there. We all want slightly different things. We can never come to a common consensus on this is the guy that we need. This is the guy that we as a fan base should publicly tell City, go and get this guy. Almost like with Haaland, through the whole Haaland saga, every City fan on the planet was like, go and get it done. Announce Haaland, get Haaland, get Haaland. There's no winger like that for us right now. So I'm really intrigued to see what direction City go with, what names they link themselves with, who they show interest in, because I can't come up with an obvious answer.
I can't. There doesn't seem to be a clear front runner. Everyone seems to just be. There's always reasons for and reason against the players. Now, hopefully, City have a better. City have a better idea than what we do. Right then, that's your transfer roundup. I think Gundogan's been presented as a Barcelona. Has he been presented as a Barcelona player today? What are all these tweets about?
Yeah, I saw him in a photo wearing the kit.
Yeah, but he's not actually signed. Like, he's not actually available to play for him yet. He's not registered.
No, he can't play like competitive games.
That's pretty mad, that,
But they've been doing that for years. They've had loads of players like that.
Oh yeah, that's why he's got no number in it. They take the time in it.
I wonder what number they'll give him. Isn't De Jong number 8?
Yeah, I'm not. He's probably not asked at this point.
Nah,
I won't be asked. I'd go take some random number, me. Maybe get Busquets' number.
Hey, did you see the Inter Miami? Is it Inter Miami that signed Busquets?
Is that where he's gone?
I think he's gone into Miami to link up with Messi. Anyway, they announced him and they used a photo of, well, they tried to use a photo of him when he won the World Cup in 2010, but they used a picture of Arbeloa. Didn't use the right player.
No.
Admin had a nightmare.
Oh no, that is a rip. Oh man, getting sacked.
I know. Wrong player.
That is bad. That when it's your own club as well, and it's them announcing it. Like that's funny. Yeah, right. We'll be back as soon as we get more City news in it. So we'll be back tomorrow with more streams, so we can speak more about what happens during the night, and then obviously we'll get some news tomorrow morning. For people that don't know and have just got here, Cancelo has been spotted back in training for Manchester City. Apparently, there's some pictures going about on some fan pages on Facebook. Yeah, other than that, there's nothing else there. I think we're out. I think that's it. We've exhausted all avenues for the night.
I'm just gearing up now for this pre-season tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing the lads.
Can't wait. Right then, we'll be back tomorrow. Potentially, we'll sign Gvardiol tomorrow. I say this every day.
Maybe.
But yeah, big up to everyone. We're 6 likes off 400 likes, man. Like there's 668 people here. There's defo 6 people who haven't liked this. And if we get 6 likes, we sign a winger. Like if you're one of the people that not like the stream, then you're the reason that we're not signing a winger. We
are not ending this stream until 6 of you like it. I'm going to sit here like this in silence.
Oh, that was very short-lived because we just got 409.
End the stream! End the stream!
We're free! Right. Big up everyone. Cheers everyone who super chatted. Big up to all the new subscribers and that. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for more Manchester City news.
Come on, City!